Hello, this is Mark Boney, FTT 101, Mechanics and Firearm, 6th of March 2024, Week 4, Cycle of Operation, Physics, and Actions. So we've looked at bolt actions, we looked at blowback, we looked at recoil long and short, we looked at gas operated, and there's a lot of different blowbacks. You got a lot of different delays to use in there. And you, of course, got your manuals for rifle and for revolver, and then you got your pump actions as well. In my opinion, each one functions the best for the class that it was, for the design that it was designed for in the weapon system, in the firearm that it's used in. I don't think anyone's better than the other one. I do think that gas-operated systems are vastly different than the other ones. I feel that you could probably use blowback and short and long recoil operations in almost every single firearm out there. So as far as one being better than the other ones, I think it depends on the gun, the firearm that it uses it. And you'll have to pardon me, I'm kind of under the weather. Had a cold or something. Got Mr. Alfalfa Dude going on. I can't get it to stay down. It's been a long day. So in part 2 of this is the operation of a firearm in my collection. And just like last week, I'm going to use the 1911 as that process. Now, everybody knows that with physics, an item at rest will stay in rest. An item in motion will stay in motion. Now, anything at rest can be put in motion, which is more into physics, by some force or other. And anything in motion can be stopped by some type of force. And for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, which is what helps, just the 1911 in its operation and the way it cycles, rounds, fires, and everything else. So I've got my 1911 field stripped, no magazine, no bullets, slide, barrel. So the way this works is the first thing that you have to do is you have to load your magazine. Once your magazine is loaded, you got to put it in the pistol. Then you're going to have kind of 2 steps happen at the same time. Your first step is going to be unlocking. The barrel is going to, when you bring the slide backwards, you'll bring the slide back in that direction. It will unlock the barrel with these lugs from the lugs in the slide, allowing the slide to travel backwards, which starts the cocking. So unlocking is done. The slide slides back, starts the cocking. Once the slide is at the most rearward position, it's completed the cocking operation. Then the slide is going to start to travel forward by force and spring. When it's traveling forward, the shell is going to be fed up out of the magazine and up this feed ramp. I don't know if you can see it that well, but up that feed ramp and into the back of the chamber. Once it's up that feed ramp, the feeding is done, and now we are in the chambering. So the bullet will get chambered, and it's started after it's been fed into it, and it completes whenever the barrel is lifted up and the lugs are connected back together with the slide, locking the barrel in place. That's the locking procedure. Then you have the firing. The firing is going to be a little bit detailed. You got the thumb safety, you got to press the thumb safety off. And that's the first step. You got this grip safety back here. Purpose of the grip safety spring is to keep the grip safety out, to keep a bar between the trigger and the disconnector, so that you can't pull the trigger back and hit the disconnector and fire it without intentionally wanting it to fire. So what happens is you press in the grip safety, it releases the bar and allows the trigger to slip over the top of it, come in contact with the disconnector and disconnector spring. Once that happens, that will force and push the sear. The disconnector will push the sear away from the hammer, allowing the hammer to come up, striking the firing pin. Now, your grip safety spring, your sear spring, and your disconnector spring are back here. It's one single flat spring, and they're back here in the main spring housing. I don't have it out. I haven't gotten that far on taking this gun apart like that yet, but that is something that I probably will do. Which in turn, once it's fired, that then will cause a chain reaction. It will cause the barrel and the slide to start moving backwards. Being a short recoil, the barrel again is going to unlock from the slide and drop out of the way. The slide is going to continue on back with the spent casing. It's going to start extracting it, and at the same time start cocking the hammer. And as it goes back, and once the spent shell is past this forwardmost part of the slide ejector port, I'm going to call it, then the ejector pin, which sits on the left side as you're looking down away from you, as you're looking down from the rear sights forward, on the left side is an ejector pin. That ejector pin, and I'm going to use this as an example, is going to hit the left side of the spent casing and throw it to the right, which sends it out of this port. Once all that has happened and it's gone all the way back and can't go back anymore and all the energy is spent, then the slide's going to travel forward. The cocking is complete, the extracting, the ejecting, that's all complete. The slide's going to go forward again, feeding around, chambering around. Once it gets back to its original position, then it's been unlocked, shell extracted, shell ejected, cocked, fed around into the chamber, chambering the round, which caused the barrel to come back up and lock into place. Those are your steps: unlocking, cocking, feeding, chambering, locking, firing, extracting, ejecting. That's the order on how the 1911 operates in its cycles. Guns are different. There's some guns that do things differently. And that's what I know about the 1911. That's why I used it. And I want to thank you for your time. And again, I'm sorry for not being all here because of a cold or something of what I've got going on. But thank you for your time, and I hope that helps. I hope that works. Thank you.